Cultivation, WN, Chapter 46. I want to look at your heavenly constitution. If you are not interested, then why are you mentioning it? Asked Senior Zhang in a serious voice, sounding as though he was questioning a suspect who was behind bars. It's just that it is my first time seeing someone with a heavenly constitution here, so I got curious and wanted to ask if I can take a look at it. When Su Yang said, here, there was a profound and mysterious feeling to it. Of course, this wasn't his first time seeing someone with a heavenly constitution, as every partner he had in his previous life had heaven-defying heavenly constitutions. However, as for this world's heavenly constitution, this would truly be his first time seeing one, and he wanted to confirm whether or not it was the same as the heavenly constitutions from his previous life. Why you want to look at her heavenly constitution? How shameless and bold of you. Do you have any idea what kind of nonsense you are asking? Are you courting death? When Senior Zhang heard Su Yang's insane request, he nearly pounced at him with open jaw. Even Xie Xingfang couldn't help but blush behind the veil covering her face, as this was the first time someone has ever dared to be so bold in front of her. For Su Yang to ask her if he could see her heavenly constitution, he was basically asking her if he could see her 100 poisons body. In other words, he wanted to see her naked body. Su Yang looked at Senior Zhang's disgusted expression with a frown. What are you talking about? Wah, but you clearly just asked to look at her heavenly constitution. I sure did, he nodded without a second thought. Senior Zhang's face turned red from anger. He felt that Su Yang was trying to make him look like a fool. To look at her heavenly constitution means to look at her bare body. How shameless do you have to be to ask the young lady that? If the young lady didn't stop me, I would have already killed you. Su Yang looked at him with wide eyes. Her bare body? You must surely be jesting. I am merely asking her to show me her palms so I can take a look at her meridians. Who said anything about looking at her body? He said in a surprised tone, sounding as though he was truly innocent in this matter. Though, I wouldn't mind going through the trouble to use that method. Senior Zhang nearly puked up a mouthful of blood after hearing his words. If Xie Xingfang wasn't sitting in front of them, he would have already slapped him a few times by now. Young lady, I shall refuse his audacious request for you, he said in a stern voice. Su Yang shrugged his shoulders and said, then my business here is done. Albeit a bit short, it was nice talking to you, but I will be taking my leave now, as my destination is just ahead. You are heading to the Thunder Valley? Senior Zhang asked him in a surprised tone. The strongest beasts there would be around the profound spirit realm, so why would someone as powerful as Su Yang, who has the capabilities to kill someone at the Earth spirit realm with ease, want to go there? Just a small mission, then, if you'll excuse me. Wait. Just as Su Yang was about to open the door to leave, Xie Xingfang suddenly called for him. However, Xie Xingfang herself did not know why she stopped him, as she would normally never ask someone who wanted to leave to stay. It's just my palm, right? Even if it was to protect yourself, the fact that you assisted us in dealing with the moonlight blades does not change, said Xie Xingfang as she extended her fair hands for him again. Young lady, that kind of physical contact would be absolutely inappropriate for someone of your standing. We have already shaken hands, this wouldn't be much different. But young lady. You heard the young lady, old man. Su Yang suddenly grabbed Xie Xingfang's hands in one smooth motion, which greatly startled her who wasn't fully prepared. Old man? Senior Zhang almost couldn't believe his ears. Ever since he was young, there had never been anyone who dared to address him in such a tone. After grabbing Xie Xingfang's hands again, Su Yang closed his eyes and became silent. Suddenly, his body emitted a profound aura, causing the atmosphere to feel somewhat ancient. The unexpected change caused both Senior Zhang and Xie Xingfang to feel apprehensive. The carriage suddenly became so quiet that only the sound of the horses and the carriage moving could be heard. This quiet atmosphere lasted for a few moments. When Su Yang opened his eyes again, he showed a somewhat relieved smile. It's the same, he mumbled in low voice. What's the same? Asked Xie Xingfang. It's just as I remembered it. I had thought that it would be different than how I imagined it, but it looks like that was unnecessary worry, he said after a small pause. After analyzing Xie Xingfang's heavenly constitution, Su Yang confirmed that its structure and functions are the same as the heavenly constitution that he was familiar with in his previous life. Learning this, Su Yang was in a joyous mood, as this discovery meant that there was a chance that he was still in the same universe but in a different world. Perhaps this is a world separated from the four worlds? A fifth world? He pondered. Su Yang looked at Xie Xingfang directly at her veil and smiled. Thank you for listening to my selfish request, he said in a clear voice. Xie Xingfang couldn't help but feel that Su Yang was able to see through the veil and straight into her eyes when he looked at her, and she smiled. It's only a small matter, there is no need to be so humble. Although it may be a small matter to you, it is something of great importance to me. As a show of my gratitude to you, I shall part to you the method to cultivate the 100 poisons body into the imperial grade 1000 poisons body. The already silent place suddenly turned even quieter, and both Senior Zhang and Xie Xingfang stared at Su Yang with wide eyes filled with shock, especially Xie Xingfang, who was barely able to think properly at this moment. What did he just say? That not only does he have the method to cultivate my 100 poisons body into the 1000 poisons body, but he is also willing to give me such a priceless technique? Why? Xie Xingfang stared at him with wide eyes behind her veil. She has never been this shocked before in her entire life.